Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Maniola here with another video for you guys today.
Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. Philippians 4, verse 6.
So first of all, I'm going to start this video by saying thank you so much for 900 subscribers. It means the world to me, and I know the last 2 weeks I haven't been putting out that much content just because there's been a lot of stuff going on here. But thank you guys so much for 900, and I'm really trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. I know we can do it, so make sure you share this video with your friends. Make sure you tell them to subscribe on all accounts. So yes, so today's video I'm just going to be talking about how my obedience allowed me to get healed, and this is a testimony for itself because I don't know if some of you guys watched it or not, but I'm going to put the video right here. So about 2 years ago, I went on birth control to regulate my period, and it regulated, but I gained 40 pounds in a month. So my body didn't react to it well at all, so I just cut it off. Like, I just stopped using it. Mind you, that was the last time I went to the doctors up until this year. That was 2016. Up until this year. No, that was 2017, sorry. That was 2017. The last time I went to the doctors up until this year, May 2019. That's 2 years that I stopped going to the doctors, and I'll tell you, of course, the backstory. So basically, because I went on birth control and I had such a hormonal side effect, I didn't get like acne or anything, but I gained weight a lot really fast. So I cut it off, and when I cut it off, I didn't have my period for a whole year. And I know a couple of people may be happy about not having their period or whatever, but I was freaking out because I wanted to, I want to have kids one day, all these other stuff. And I'm just like, yo, what's good? This thing messed up my entire body. And prior to taking the birth control, I was having my period at least 4 times a year, at least. I think at most maybe 7 times a year. So for me to not have it for a whole year made me so trippy. Like, I was never one of the girls who had to carry a pad in their bag. And even when my period did come, it was like 2 days or a day, and it was never heavy. So I hated my doctor for a very long time because she didn't ask me. I didn't know much about birth control in general. She just told me like this was a solution basically to what I wanted, which was a regulated period. And she didn't ask me any of my past medical history or whatever, or if I've had side effects and stuff. And maybe this is on my record, but there's certain things, like, of course, that ran in my youth and stuff, like such as obesity. I had a deficiency called G6PD. I was anemic. Like, there was just a lot of factors, and she still prescribed me a generic birth control, a very brand, like just generic. So fast forward till this year, my friend Esther, shout out to you, Esther, and a couple of my other friends knew that this was a huge prayer point in my life. And when I tell y'all God moves, God moves. So one thing I realized is that He was waiting for me to be obedient. I told y'all I hadn't been to a doctor in 2 years. I said, F all doctors, I'm not going to the doctor. I started self-medicating myself. I started self-prescribing myself. I started self-diagnosing myself. Crazy stuff, and I'm not a medical doctor or anything of the sort. So fast forward till May, when school ended, I booked an appointment at a doctor's office where I'm from, back home in Beltsville. So, well, not where I'm from, but where I live. I booked an appointment where I lived at the time. And I actually asked my Instagram followers, are there any Black female doctors in the DMV that you would recommend? And I got such great feedback, and I just want to thank you, everybody. I know Monique and Tosin, Crowns and Lashes, sent me some. So I ended up going to Crowns and Lashes doctor. So Crowns and Lashes is Tosin, but I just call it that. Shout out to you, girl. So I ended up going to her doctor, and I'm telling y'all, God was just waiting for me to be obedient. Like I said F all doctors, so I wasn't going to no doctor. But there was just something that kept nudging me to go see a doctor. and that ended up having so many physical checks that I had to get. Like I hadn't had a pap smear in 2 years. I've never had a pap smear before. I hadn't had a physical in 2 years. Like, so nobody was checking, you know, my medical history, my body, whatever. So I ended up going to go see this doctor. It's a Christian doctor as well, which was really amazing to me. And she was just, you know, really calm with me, really understanding. And I expressed all my fears to her, why I stopped going to doctors, why I just thought like and this is not a race thing, but at the end of the day, there was negligence on the doctor's part. And she was a white doctor, and she just didn't care, almost like it was just like she was just pushing me to get something over with. And I was just telling my new doctor, I was just telling her all my fears and stuff, y'all. So I went to her in May when school ended. Literally after my last final, I pulled up to her thing, and she told me what I needed to get. I had my physical that day, and then she told me that I needed to come back in a month to get my pap smear. Mind you, I've never had a pap smear before, so I was very scared. But she just made all my fears, like, you know, really, you know, calm and collected. So I was praying. My friend was praying for me. Like my friend Esther would always say, like, write down her prayer point for me specifically with this issue. She's like, so she would say something like, she called me Omo. She would say, Omo, when I get on my period, I always think about you and your situation. So I always pray that God will regulate your period. And that just meant a lot to me, because it just showed that she really cared. And it may not be that big to somebody else, but it was huge to me. Like, you just never know. We take so much stuff for granted. Fast forward to that, literally 2 days after I went to the doctor, I got my period. And I created a whole like journal on my notes, because it was just so fascinating to me. I was like, what the heck? Like, it was almost as if God was waiting for me to be obedient to go to the doctor, because he's given doctors, you know, this gift to be able to heal people through him. And like I said, it was a Christian doctor as well, and it was just so amazing. And that was May. Ever since May, I've had my period every single month. And today it's November. So it was just it was like, I'm emotional about it almost, because it's just like, yo, even the things that may be the smallest things to us, God is listening. But God also wants us to be obedient. Like I said, I was obedient in terms of, I kept hearing, go to the doctor, find a doctor that you're comfortable with, whatever. But I kept hearing that in my spirit. So I went, and after I followed through with what I kept hearing in my spirit, I got my period till this day. And what, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, that's 7 months straight. That's huge for me, you know? And then, like, I started asking my friends in a group chat, and I was like, do y'all boobs hurt, or do they get sore, and does your back hurt? They're like, yes, honey, that's part of the hormonal stuff. So at first, like, I'm just like, I'm in so much pain. Like, they hurt so bad, they feel so heavy. I was getting bloated, I was gaining more weight, more than normal, you know, because I've lost a lot of weight, and I was staying in a specific range. And then when my period started to regulate, it would go like, I gained 5 pounds in 2 days, then I lost 5. It was just crazy. So I was just so happy. I am happy, because I'm experiencing stuff that I honestly thought I never would experience. And I'm just so grateful, because it shows that God listens to any and everything, but he gives us the nudge, you know. He's given us doctors for a reason. He's given us all these people for a reason. They have a gift for a reason. So he wants us to be able to use them and be wise about it too, you know. So that's kind of like my testimony, but I would just encourage you guys to really seek the voice of God in everything and any little thing. It may be like, one of the biggest things that's ever happened to me in my life was getting into the business school. And y'all, the testimony, I'm gonna put the little I or whatever, because that in itself is like not normal, it's not average. But anything, like the Bible literally says, do not worry about anything, but pray about everything. And it came to a point where I was like, I'm fed up, God, what is going on with my body? I don't want it to be when I'm 25, 26, 27, getting married, and I can't bear children. Like, that was honestly one of my fears. And I was just like, God, like, what is this? You know, I was self-diagnosing myself with things I didn't even have. So just make sure to not worry, you know, and be obedient and listen to God's voice. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to 1K, okay? All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.